Welcome for today video. So we are going to evaluate the limit of this function. This is a trig function. The sign of a function is given. So before we work out this question, I want you to remember this fact or this formula that states that the limit of theta approaches 0 sine theta over theta. This one will give us a 1. This is the first theorem that you will employ. The second one, the limit as theta approaches 0, that one for the cosine, minus 1 over theta is the same as a 0. So these are the rules that you are going to employ here. Please don't forget this one. So you will encounter several questions concerning trig function, and then you are supposed to find the limit of this. So this question required the first theorem for us to evaluate it. So we have to translate this one or to manipulate it in a way that it will give us something like this, right? Let us work out it. So the limit as theta approaches 0, we are saying the sine of theta over 6 theta. So this one is not supposed to be there. So we can factorize. It's a constant. It can be taken out of the limit. So it will be 1 over 6 as the limit of theta approaches 0. We are saying the sine of theta over theta. So this one will be a 1. So, but we know as the limit of theta approaches 0, the sine of theta over theta is equal to a 1. So where there is this function in our function, we replace it with a 1. So we will be left to 1 over 6 multiplied by a 1, which is the same as 1 over 6. So let us look at another example. So example B, maybe you are given a limit of x approaches 0, the sine of 6x over let's say over x, right? So you're given this function. This is a theta or an angle. Using change of variable technique, you can define this one as theta. So we want to manipulate it so that it will appear. It requires to first to apply the first rule, right? It requires to apply the first rule. So the first thing that I will do, I will make sure that if here there is a theta, this one must be having a theta, meaning there must be a 6 of x in the numerator also. How are you going to do that? This is how you do that. The limit of x approaches 0, sine 6x over x, and then I multiply it with 6 over 6. You know, when you multiply by 6 over 6, just like you are multiplying this function by 1, which will return the function in the initial state. But now we are trying just to do some manipulation of the function. So I can take this 6 to be, and then I bring it here. So that is the limit as x approaches 0. I'm saying 6, the sine of 6 theta, 6x I mean, over a 6x. All right. Then this is a constant. I can take it outside. So 6, the limit as x approaches 0. I'm saying the sine of 6x is an angle over 6x. So using of change of variable technique, I can say let theta to be 6x, right? Let theta to be 6x. So when the value of x is equal to 0, meaning theta will be also to be 0. So that is to say 6 limit as x approaches, now it will be a theta. A theta approaches what? 0. Using the change of variable technique. So you will be left as the sine of theta over a v, because you have defined 6x as theta, right? So that is to say all of this, remember, is equal to a 1 using the first rule. So that is to say 6 multiplied by a 1, you will get your answer as the same as 6. That is so correct. Thank you for watching.